Today I want to share my mission, and I did Mission Santa Cruz. So let's get going. So the mission's founding. The Mission Santa Cruz was founded by Padre Furman Lawson on August 28th, 1791, and the official name is La Exaltación de la Santa Cruz in remembrance of the feast day of the church. In English, it means exaltation of the cross. So Padre Lawson chose the building, the original mission, very close to the San Lorenzo River. The founders chose the spot for good pastures, land, forest, and anything around it. But because of the bad weather and flooding, they find out this was not a great location, and today the mission is located in Santa Cruz, California at 130 Emmett Street. Sadly, in 1791, the original mission flooded, but the Padres built another one. So Santa Cruz is one of the missions that made two structures, and the first of Santa Cruz was close to the San Lorenzo River, and therefore gives the reason that the structure flooded, and now it's located again at Santa Cruz, California in 130 Emmett Street. So the mission's history, the mission Santa Cruz is, rather a small mission. In fact, one of the smallest missions of all time. And sadly, again, in 1791, the first mission structure flooded again due to being too close to a river. So they made another one farther away on the top of a hill right here. So it flooded due to being too close to a river, right? Okay, so the Answa, the Castanoas, and the Yukuk tribes, I can't pronounce that, it's really hard. The tribes were forced to work every single bit of the day. They cared for the crops. The things Native Americans grew were mostly lots of grain, but they also had orchards with oranges and lemons. And the natives were forced to work there and take care of the building. They cared for pretty much everything. They cared for the animals, the crops, and pretty much all they could care for. So the girls made candles and wove cloths for making clothes, and they made candles, and they also made soap. So both men and women were punished and whipped when they tried to leave or didn't follow the rules. So not only were they not allowed to leave, but they also could not practice their home religion, and they were only allowed to practice Catholic religion. They were being taught by the Padres and punished for praying in their own way. And the Native Americans were called neophytes because they forget their religion and become a Catholic like the Padres. One of the Padres, Father Cortina, used to beat the Native Americans with a whip, and it had a middle on the end. And he was not liked, obviously, and many of the Native Americans rose up against him when he was killed. So once in 1818, there's a threat of a mission being invaded in 1818 again by a real pirate named Hippolyte Bouchard. It's hard to pronounce again because I'm not Spanish. So when the mission Padres asked the nearby townspeople for their help, the people from the town looted and burned the mission instead of the Padres, and returned and rebuilt it again. They rebuilt it again. So the Santa Cruz mission over time had lots of difficulties, and there was also disease, not enough food, and natural disasters that added to the problems. And because of all of its problems, it was not very successful, and Today, the church and the missions doesn't have a lot of things that they used to have back in the day. So because of most of the artifacts were destroyed in earthquakes, etc. Geographies and natural resources. So the San Lorenzo. Okay, let me just restart. So the San Lorenzo River provided a natural water resource, and the land also had good soil to produce grain, corn, beans, and fruit orchards. Cattle, oxen, and sheep grazed along the mission land and provided food and milk for the people of the mission. The religion had forests and hills and, of course, the rivers and foodlands. So, description of the mission. Not a lot is known for sure about the original structure, but what was left of the original structure was destroyed in the mid 1800s. So the old structure was about 112 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 25 feet high on a 3-foot stone foundation similar to the mission's. The original structure was made of adobe with a stone facade, or whatever it's okay. So let me just restart from there. There were high vaulted ceilings, and it made the redwood beams. The roof was covered with thatch and was later covered with tile, and the walls could have been about up to 5 feet thick, and to add strength and power against the natural disasters. The first church built the missions had a bell tower that had 9 or 10 bells, but sadly this bell tower collapsed in 1840 and none of the bells survived. So the buildings of the missions were laid out in the shape of a rectangle that was surrounded by patio, and there were sleeping and living quarters, workshops, and had 2-story granaries where they stored grain, and they also had a mill for grinding corn and wheat. And what was donated by the English explorer named Captain George Vancouver. So all through the mission's grounds were always busy, but never did very well because the conflicts with the Native Americans, natural disasters, and pillage from the nearby townspeople. And the mission Santa Cruz does have some interesting facts, however, that make it unique, obviously. So the Santa Cruz actually means Holy Cross. This mission is also the only mission with the Z in its name. And another interesting fact is the first autopsy in the California was performed on Father Andres Quatina. Okay, yes. In 1812, at the Santa Cruz mission to find out how he died. Everybody thought he was poisoned. Everyone. So the mission today. The mission Santa Cruz. This mission Santa Cruz is a historical sight to see, and the tours are given by volunteers who dress up in the costumes that the mission people would wear. On the site is the Holy Cross Church. It's a white painted brick Gothic-style building with tall steeple. It looks nothing like the original church from the mission base. However, it is a humor that has a bell that hangs on the steeple that has been recast from the original mission bells. There is a replica of the old church, less than half of the original size. Since not much is known about this original mission, the insides of the replica has not really been done. However, there's an old painting of a lady while the Guadalupe inside the little chapel that is believed to have been hung in the real church. And this painting dates back to 1797. There is a small museum attached to the chapel with candlesticks, artwork, and statues from the original mission. And finally, the only structure that still stands on the old mission is about a block away, and it is believed to be a building where Native Americans lived at the mission. If this is true, this is the only mission where Native Americans' housing is still standing, right there. Okay. So, thank you for sitting through my mission report. No, I'm seriously just kidding. Don't give me a bad grade. But, so thank you guys for, listening to me as I give you my mission report, and I hope you guys liked it.